When I started reading the Quran, I couldn't believe how peaceful it was, how you have to live your life in a modest way. You have to forgive and you have to give to charity. So it's all about looking after each other, isn't it? But I was really shocked at the peacefulness of it. I'm so enjoying reading it. It was at the beginning I found out that the Quran was actually written after the Jewish Bible and the Christian Bible were both corrupted. I don't know why I was so surprised at that, but there begins my journey. So I carried on reading through the Quran. I thought, oh, well, I wonder what punishments come to the Jews and the Christians. And in Surah 5, I got my answer. In Surah 5:13, the Prophet is advised to overlook the faults of the Jews. When the Jews broke their contract, we cursed them and hardened their hearts. They misquote verses from the book and neglected parts of what they were taught. Even today, you can see the treachery in most, except for a few. Despite that, you should pardon them and overlook their faults. Allah loves those who benefit others. Isn't that lovely? The end part of that is just gorgeous. And then on to Surah 5:14, breaking the contracts leads to conflict. We took a contract from those who said, we are Christians. When they neglected parts of their teaching, we whipped up enmity and resentment amongst them and will continue until Judgment Day. So I'm wondering, is this the conflicts between countries and wars that are going on? I don't know. But it does seem true. They did get their comeuppance. But even after all that, Allah comes back and offers them peace again. In Surah 5:16, he says, by this Allah guides anyone to follow the path of peace in search of divine pleasure. The Quran, by his authority, takes them out of the darkness and into the light and guides them on a straight path. And the sinners knew who the sinners were, and they become quite scared. They didn't want to go into the afterlife. They didn't want to follow Moses when he said in Surah 5:20, my people remember Allah's favour on you. He appointed prophets and kings among you. So Musa, didn't know what to do. So he went to his Lord. Surah 5:25. Musa said, my Lord, I have only control over myself and my brother. So separate the two of us from these sinful people. Allah said, the Holy Land is now forbidden for them. They shall roam the wilderness for 40 years. So don't worry about these sinners. Allah then went on to tell Moses in Surah 5:27, give them exact accounts of the two sons of Adam, when both offered a sacrifice and it was accepted from one but not the other. Cain angrily said, I am going to kill you. Abel replied, Allah only accepts from the pious. Now the pious you can find Surah 2:42 and 43. Do not mix the truth with falsehood or knowingly hide the truth. Perform prayer, pay zakat, and bow down with those who bow in prayer. 44 says, you tell people to be righteous, but forgive yourselves, although you read the book. Don't you understand? So going back, Allah only accepts from the pious. If you raise your hand to kill me, I will not raise my hand to kill you. I fear Allah. the Lord of the universe. I hope you will be burdened with mine and your sins, and become of the companions of the fire. That is a fitting reward for wrongdoers. Yet Cain was tempted by his passion to kill his brother Abel. So he killed him and became a loser in this world and the next. Because of this, and because of what happened, Allah entered the next section of the Quran, Surah 5:32. Because of that murder, we decree for all Israelites that whoever kills another person, unless it is all lawful, in retaliation or take a life for a life, creating terror in the country, it is as though he killed the whole of humanity. But then on the other side, in the same section, it says, and anyone who saves a life, it is as though he has saved the life of all humanity. And that brought me back to my previous career. Before I got ill and before I had to give it up, I was a midwife. So I wouldn't say I have saved a couple of lives. So that made me feel really, really good. This whole experience has made me feel really, really good. And I'm excited to read the next bit.